My name's David Lund. Wife and I live here. Beautiful village of Llanfair Talhaiarn in Conway. Unfortunately, in 2012, it was actually flooded, and they did a lot of work in the village to try to stop this happening. It happened from a culvert rather than the river where we're near. Things seem to be a lot better, but unfortunately this year, February the 9th, 8:30 in the morning, the culvert got blocked again and the village was flooded. About 30 properties were affected. When you see the actual effect of contaminated water going through the whole of your downstairs, it is quite traumatic. Our wooden floors were completely wrecked, furniture had been toppled over, lots of personal possessions were just floating through the place. It was absolutely awful, terrible thing to have to come into. So this room had been a second lounge, but again we had nearly ½ a metre of water through here. Totally destroyed the suites and the furniture that was in here. What we decided to do is to remodel the house, and with the flexibility of our settlement, we've now made this into a utility area, and we've actually put our appliances ½ a metre higher, so that in the event of any further water ingress, hopefully they won't be affected. When you've cleaned up after a flood, it's very hard to explain how bad it was because you've cleaned it up. So I've deliberately not yet cleaned the tide mark, just illustrating at the height of the flood water which actually came in. Well, for me, one of the advantages of using your own loss assessor is that I don't have to really deal with my insurance company. My wife and I are both retired. What I didn't want to spend my time doing was arguing over little bits of detail about what we could claim for, what we could do, what we couldn't do. I was more than happy to hand this over to the representative from Morgan Clark to actually represent us. The biggest issue for me was, well, okay, I'm going to get a settlement from the insurance company, is what will the fees be from the Morgan Clark in order to deliver what I want delivering. I'm pretty sure that what I ended up with in terms of a settlement was far better than I could have done just acting alone. From the moment that I signed up with Morgan Clark, that then was handed over to a named assessor who was available throughout the whole process. One of the things I did like particularly about what they did was pretty well every Monday and every Friday I'd get a phone call just to say, "Hello Mr Lund, how's things going? Is everything progressing?" If I needed to ask a question or maybe move something along quickly, I was able to contact them very easily. The admin support was excellent. Always within a day or less, I'd get a response to my call. From the outset, Morgan Clark are able to display a lot of empathy, you know, in terms of what you are going through, which is a very traumatic event. They have the experience in the industry. They've obviously supported many other people beforehand, so that's a good starting point. Then they can help you through the process, and that first initial bit is explaining what the various steps are that you need to go through as part of the claims process. Every member of staff I've come across with a Morgan Clark have had that empathy. You know, they'll listen, they'll understand, and they'll be truthful. They won't make promises that they can't deliver, which is important. One of the problems with people who represent you sometimes is they'll promise the earth and deliver nothing. And that's certainly not been the case with Morgan Clark. My advice to anybody is, if you've got a significant claim, get somebody to represent your interests, because it is so important. You know, otherwise you are the person just literally dealing with the insurance company, and with some insurance companies fighting with the insurance company. Since I've used Morgan Clark, you know, I've recommended them to a number of people in the village that I live who have also used their services and were very, very pleased with that advice I gave them.